Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
After 3 cases of sex offenders either being released early or without supervision, another offender in the FM area is set to be released soon. The most recent case is one that shocked the Valley when 39-year-old Anthony Rancleve kidnapped and sexually assaulted a woman in Fergus Falls just 1 month after being released early from jail without supervision. Rancleve's offense was almost identical to what he did 11 years before, on top of an already large criminal history. Now, 35-year-old Jaime Urabazo of Moorhead was set to be released today. However, it was pushed back. Valley News Team's crime and safety reporter Bailey Hurley looked into Urabazo's past and talked with officials on what his release will look like. Bailey?
Thanks, Andrea. Jaime Urabazo was convicted of first-degree criminal sexual conduct in 2007 after he sexually assaulted a 14-year-old girl 3 times in this apartment building, and that resulted in her becoming pregnant. Court documents also say Urabazo sexually assaulted the young girl's 9-year-old sister as well. Documents go on to say Urabazo was the boyfriend of the girls' aunt and also the father of their 2 children together. The young girls frequently babysat for the couple, which is when the documents say the assaults happened. Officials sentenced Urabazo to 12 years in prison. Today, I wanted to know what would be next for this level 2 sex offender. And when I talked with the Department of Corrections, they said they're not sure. Urabazo could either be put into the intensive supervised release program, meaning he cannot be released from jail unless he has housing plans. However, if Urabazo is not put in that program, he can be released and he can be homeless. In this case, Urabazo would have to meet with an officer weekly and be registered as a sex offender, but would be on the streets. The DOC says being homeless is more stressful for the offender and that it's better to be released homeless in July than December. Police I talked with are upset and say if a predatory offense is part of your past, we shouldn't let you out. Andrea?
All right, thanks for that live report, Bailey. Urabazo's new release date has been set for August 13th. Fargo police are warning the community about a high-risk sex offender living in the area. 30-year-old Dustin Fredrickson is living at 2113 9th Avenue South, Unit 2 in Fargo. Fredrickson was convicted of 4th-degree criminal sexual conduct in Clay County District Court for having sexual contact with a 14-year-old girl back in 2015. Fredrickson must register for a lifetime. A Fargo family was able to escape unharmed, but is going to have to find another place to stay tonight after fire and smoke filled their home this afternoon. It happened at 702 2nd Street North. The fire marshal says they were able to put out the fire in about 15 minutes. Family members were home at the time, but they were able to make it out with no injuries. Damage is still being assessed to both the lower and the upper floors of the home. The fire was contained to one house, The cause, though, is still unknown. No one was injured after a fire severely damaged a mobile home in Carrington early yesterday morning. The Carrington Fire Chief says a call came in about a fire at 1630 West Side Trailer Court in the Carrington Trailer Park. Firefighters were able to completely put out the blaze after about 3 hours. Officials say the home was vacant and was in the process of being remodeled. There were no reported injuries. The cause remains under investigation. Police have arrested the getaway driver of an armed robbery, but are still looking for his partner who pulled a knife on an employee at the Menards in Grand Forks. The driver, 55-year-old Stacy Charles of Grand Forks, was arrested for conspiracy to commit robbery. Authorities say the other man, the accomplice, filled his cart with items and then walked out of the Menards store. Employees confronted the suspect, who then pulled a knife and got into the getaway car. No one was hurt in that incident. Police are still searching for a Native American man about 5'9", 200 pounds. He was last seen wearing a black T-shirt, light-colored plaid shorts, and a tan baseball cap. You can contact Grand Forks Police if you have any information about this robbery. Now, this is more like it. Sunshine and temperatures that are not below average like we've seen recently. Let's go over to the Weather Center to find out about this evening. Hutch?
Skies across most of the valley are very clear, and we're enjoying some beautiful and quiet weather. A couple of thunder showers earlier in Roberts County, South Dakota. Much of this already starting to taper off. Everyone in the 80s right now. It's real hot in parts of northeast Montana. northwest North Dakota. This evening will slip into the 70s for most of it. Crystal clear skies, light winds, perfect for any outdoor activities that you have planned. Likewise, in Grand Forks, we'll be slipping into the upper 60s at bedtime tonight. Quiet for the next few hours, but a chance of some thunderstorms are in the short-term forecast as well. I'll have details on that coming up here in just a few moments.
All right, thanks, Hutch. A 24-year-old man is dead after a dirt bike crash in Cass County, Minnesota. Authorities say last Friday, Jackson Snidarish from Minneapolis was going down a trail when he rounded a corner and smashed into another dirt bike. Emergency crews tried to save him, but he was pronounced dead on the scene. The driver of the other dirt bike was not hurt. Both were wearing their helmets. Still short of the goal of helping 6,000 kids go back to school, the United Way is extending the deadline to donate to the annual school supply drive. You have until tomorrow at noon to donate supplies or money. The original deadline was this past Friday, but at last check, the organization was around 500 backpacks short of its goal of helping 6,000 students go to school with the backpacks and school supplies they need. You can drop off supplies at the Fargo Dome or donate money online. We have more information posted on our website. Just go to valleynewslive.com and click on this story. And people in Jamestown are running their own program to donate school supplies to kids in need. It's the annual Back to School Stuff the Bus program. Starting today, you can bring donations to the Buffalo Mall or Gate City Bank in Jamestown. The donation period will wrap up August 16th. Parents and guardians can make an appointment to pick up their children's school supplies. If you are donating, organizers ask that you bring in the school supply list pertaining to the student's grade. The North Dakota State Fair fell just short of setting an all-time attendance record. Officials say the 9-day event drew 318,348 people, the second highest total in the 53 years of the fair. The record was set in 2013 when 320,486 people went through the gates. This year's fair also had the second highest one-day total on record when nearly 52,000 people showed up on Saturday. Nickelback drew the most people of any concert, playing to a sold-out crowd of more than 16,000 fans. If you're looking to change up your gym routine and challenge yourself on something new, rock climbing could be a perfect fit. It's a great way to get in both cardio and strength training, but it's also beneficial to mental health. Coordinators say rock climbing teaches you self-motivation, sharpens your problem-solving skills, and allows you to focus on one thing, and that is accomplishing the goal of reaching the top. Those with YMCA memberships can access the rock climbing wall at any time, but it is open to the public as well. Later on Valley News Live at 6, find out who's set to fly in at next year's Fargo Air Show. Up next, a local woman may be on the hook for repairs to her car after the person who hit her gave out false insurance information.